Hello and welcome to Bags of Action. My name's Steve and this is a 5-minute review of Mother Android from 2021. On the surface, this small-scale sci-fi film has quite a familiar sounding story. Androids exist in society, but they're butlers and servants, cleaning up the mess for their human owners until one day, due to a software update gone bad, they all go rogue, start killing their owners, and society goes down the toilet. The different angle on this film is that Chloe Grace Moretz plays Georgia and Algie Smith as Sam, her boyfriend. Now, they're a pair of young people in love, but suddenly she's fallen pregnant, it wasn't planned, and she's not really sure what to do. She's not even sure that she wants to be with him because they weren't really all that serious. Sam is all for doing the right thing, offering to be there for her and go with whichever way she wants. But then the androids attack and they end up running for their lives along with everybody else. Society is gone, a lot of people are dead, and apparently there are still some small pockets of resistance where people are fighting back and living fairly normal lives. The story picks up a few months later, and Georgia is now very heavily pregnant. She's due at any time, and they're camping out in the woods, trying to find a safe place to live as they journey through this very dangerous world. So on one level, this film is kind of predictable. That's not to say it's not enjoyable, interesting, or engaging. And there are a few positive things that really stood out. The performances are really solid, although for the love of God, I wish that they'd stop calling her G. Yes, we get it. Her name is Georgia. Her nickname is G. But every single time the character of Sam says it, and it really started to grate on my nerves. One thing I did like about the relationship was that even at this point in the story, Georgia isn't really sure if she wants to be with Sam. Just because he's the father of her child, she's not sure he's the right one for her, and despite the fact that the world has basically ended. So they're not the perfect couple, and it felt realistic that these two people who've been thrust together and they've stayed together for what is probably a good reason, but the question is, should they be together? Because they don't seem all that in love with each other. So the characters are flawed, they're sometimes stupid and careless despite the fact that it's an apocalypse, which makes them feel human and altogether very realistic. There are some good twists in this film, there's touches of action, and there's some good special effects, but for the most part, this is a slow burn drama with some harsh moments that will really stay with you. It doesn't do a lot in terms of things that we haven't seen before in some of the good Terminator films, not the bad ones, or in something like the excellent TV show Humans, which was an adaptation of the original show from Sweden. In a weird way, this film works if you imagine it as the perfect prequel to an alternate Terminator film, one where Chloe Grace Moretz starts off as this naive, scared young woman abandoned in a world surrounded by dangerous robots, and she has to dig deep to find courage to become this badass. So what if she was called Sarah Connor instead of Georgia? And if you want to think about it that way, it's actually kind of great. So standing on its own, it's not a bad film, it's solid, there are a few wobbly bits of dialogue, but otherwise it was quite good fun. So with all of that in mind, it is worth seeing, but it's not something I'd probably go back and watch again because I don't think there's a lot to gain for a repeat viewing. So with all of that in mind, I'm going to give Mother Android 3 bags of action out of 5. Have you seen it? If so, what did you think? Get in touch and let us know. You can contact us on email. You can contact us on the Facebook group. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. You can support us on Ko-fi if you want to do that. But we'll be back next week with another video.